Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast. I am your host, Davo. With me, as always, is Kels. Hello.
Hello. You know, you kind of sounded like Vince McMahon with that welcome. I thought you were going to say till WrestleMania for a second.
I thought about it. I had the rasp. I was about to. And we are also here with Andy. Hello.
Hello, little brainers. This is not WrestleMania, right?
No, it is not.
Just want to make sure.
No, I hope not.
It's not.
I don't have the time.
Okay.
We don't have 7.5 hours for this show.
No, I have hour and a half tops.
And Neil, hello.
It's kind of my intention that my computer may be emitting a high-pitched tone, so if you hear that, I apologize. It's probably the turbo that I added to it recently.
Why did you add turbo to your computer?
What does a turbo do?
Turbos are awesome.
Well, you know, a turbos, Andy. What more do you need?
Right. So if that computer stops at a stop sign and, you make eye contact with the car next to you or the computer next to you, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
In reality, I think my fan's about to go out, and that's the noise it's making because it's struggling to actually function.
So that's the fan's cry of death.
Pretty much, yeah. I'll be honest, sometimes when I turn it off, if I don't give it a good whack on the side, it won't actually start up.
Wow, percussive engineering at its finest.
Absolutely.
I'm the same way.
It still works. I haven't tried that on Andy, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
And with that note of violence, I have a couple of announcements I'd like to get to. The first announcement is, well, we're running another tournament, and I tend to struggle with names for our tournaments. If they're not called Kumite, I don't know what else to call them. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been running some questions on the Facebook and the Twitter, asking the people what we should call this, And so far, I've got 2 people who have submitted really good answers thus far.
Did you delete mine, or did it just not? Did I not save it?
I did. I never got it.
Oh,
You didn't put a stamp on it.
I must not have hit save then, because I suggested one too. But
Well, what's your suggestion?
Two of you guys probably won't like it at all.
Okay.
My suggestion was Kels wins a tournament again.
Yeah. That's yeah, we're not doing that.
No, I mean
no. But I would rather talk about Wendy Dickerson's suggestion of the Brain Ladle Boss Battle. I'm a fan.
I like that.
I'm not battling though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, your fan is, so maybe by default.
And the other name that was brought to my attention was by friend of the show, Joel Mount, and it is Brain Masters.
Ooh, so like we get like a jacket after this?
A gray
A
jacket.
jacket would be nice.
A gray jacket?
Yeah.
I don't think that's in the budget.
It's going to be a members-only jacket.
Yeah.
From the local Goodwill.
You can only get that jacket if you're a member.
That's true. Hence the name. So I wanted to throw that out to all the listeners. Hit the Facebook. Hit the tweeter. Vote on this, because I've sent it out there. Vote on this by next week. We will choose our winner, and the winner with the winning suggestion will get a sticker and a coffee cup.
A sticker and a coffee cup? I'd be crazy not to.
I know. But another thing I'd like to talk about real quick is our trivia bros, the trivia rogues. Did you know they are on their 100th episode?
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Man. So as of the day we're recording this, they are celebrating their 100th episode. They are doing a 10 by 100 quiz they have an interview with the fellas at Fed Up and a blind taste test. So it's a little less trivia this time, a little less info because they're having a nice celebration for their, their anniversary, their 100th show. But I suggest to all the Brain Ladle fans out there, give them a listen. Billy's been on the show 2 or 3 times. He's a good guy, good sport. Those Indiana boys are good people. So listen to their show. All right. Neil, take it away.
All right. Every week we have a theme, and within that theme, we've got 6 categories, and each category has 4 questions. Each question is worth 10 points each, and there are a few bonus points thrown in. And we recently started the bonus round for one of these categories selected at random is going to be, each question is going to be worth 15 points instead of 10. So if you guys want to stand by while I pull out my highly technical device, I will figure out which category that's going to be. Here we go. Okay.
All right.
I now know what our bonus category is. It is not category 1.
Oh.
Gosh, I wonder what category 1 will be.
So here's a little behind the scenes for you guys, not for you players, but for the listeners. We have a Slack channel that we chat on from time to time, and I asked these guys if they were ready to play some trivia tonight, and Andy said only if there's a science category that's really hard.
Oh my gosh!
And I honestly had not written a science category for this quiz tonight, but I promised him that I would. But I was just kidding because I didn't do one. So there is no science category this week.
What?
Really?
It's like finding out the teacher is on vacation and you got a sub who wheels in the
sun
TV.
Came out.
He's wheeling in the TV.
Movie day.
Yes.
You guys disappoint me so much.
Well, it's better to do it this way than stinking up the science category.
Yeah.
Did I mention what the theme was yet?
You haven't.
No.
I don't think I have. Today's theme is roads.
Roads.
As in those things you drive on. Roads, yeah, roads.
Roads. Okay.
Roads.
Category 1 is records. Question 1. Guinness has designated this road to be the longest motorable road in the world, even though it's actually a network of many roads through 17 countries. What is the name of this road?
Oh, yeah. Locked in.
Oh, locked in.
If you count the spurs, it actually goes through, I think, 20 or 21 countries.
All right. I'm locked in.
All right, Kels?
I went with the Pan American Highway.
Davo?
The Yellow Brick Road.
Andy?
Thank you, NPR, for a story on This American Life about 2 or 3 months ago. It's the Pan American Highway.
I didn't know what?
Running from the northern part of Alaska all the way down to either Chile or Argentina, depending on who you ask.
Though it gets iffy once you get south down there.
Pan American Highway.
Or I believe Highway 1.
I think they're kind of cheating a little bit because right around Colombia, Panama area, there's about 100 miles that they can't build a road through because of all the marshland.
It's a swamp.
You can drive it if you have like off-road vehicles, but you couldn't take your Mercury sedan and drive through it.
Mercury.
So it seems a little fishy to me to call that. I think either way, it's probably still the longest road as they define it. But good job. I wasn't sure you guys were going to get that. I'm happy.
Thanks. Oh, wait.
I'm happy the 2 important people got it.
Question 2. Also, according to Guinness, the steepest street in the world is Baldwin Street in Dunedin on the South Island of what country?
Locked in.
Really?
Yeah.
It's called Baldwin Street, as in Alec Baldwin,
Oh, okay.
but not named after him.
No, it's named after Billy Baldwin.
None of the Baldwin brothers are involved.
I'm locked in.
Sure. I'm locked in.
Davo?
Well, the only country that I know of that has a South Island and a North Island is New Zealand.
Okay. Andy?
Wakanda. Yeah.
Wow.
And Kels?
I said Ireland.
Davo, you're correct. There are
Yay.
2 major islands in New Zealand. They are the North Island and the South Island. Question 3. Widely considered to be the crookedest street in the world, this San Francisco road has 8 switchbacks and about 600 feet.
Locked in.
See, I was thinking you were going to ask a question about this road, and I was hoping that you would allow me to put that curvy road in San Francisco as the name of the road.
Well, I mean, you could try it and see if I accept it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to write a word.
I'm locked in.
I cannot remember. I'm locked in.
Andy?
It's Lombard Street in the Telegraph Hill neighborhood, if I remember right.
Shoot.
Been there.
I said Ashbury.
And Davo?
I said Winchester.
The correct answer is Lombard Street. You are correct, Andy.
Yay.
Yay.
It's actually a little controversial. There are other roads that claim to be more crooked. There's one in Ohio, I think, that they say they've got more curves, but Lombard Street is the one that most people know about. So that's why I kind of fudged the question and said widely considered to be. Question 4. The busiest road in North America is Highway 401 in this Canadian city near the Pearson International Airport with up to 500,000 vehicles per day. To be clear, it's a short section of Highway 401 that has that much traffic per day near the airport.
And
I am going to lock in.
I'm sorry, what are you asking though? What do I have to identify?
What city is that in?
Oh, what city?
Canadian city, Highway 401 near the Pearson International Airport.
I am locked in.
Kels?
I guess Toronto.
Davo?
Toronto.
Andy?
I guess Toronto because it's home of Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
So did you guys know that, or were you just guessing because it's a big city in Canada?
I was
legitimately guessed because
I was
Kids in the Hall.
feeling that like Toronto is maybe the obvious answer. Maybe it's Montreal, but so I just went with Toronto.
I actually knew that.
Oh.
Well, the correct answer is indeed Toronto.
Hooray.
So at the end of round 1, I've got Andy with 30 and Kels and Davo both with 20, which it looks like that means Andy's in the lead.
What?
I know.
It's carrying over.
Weird.
Category 2 in roads is movies.
Okay.
And here's where Kels takes the lead.
We'll see. You are much older than I.
I haven't done this in a while. But today we're going to do movie tri-bonds. I'm going to name 3 actors or actresses in a movie, and you just got to tell me the name. Okay. This first one, the 3 people, they actually did 7 movies total that match this category. If you name one, I'll give you credit. If you can name the other 6, I'll give you 1 bonus point for each other one that you get.
Okay.
Holy moly!
So the question is Bing Crosby,
yep,
Bob Hope, and Dorothy Lamour. So you can name up to 7. Make sure the first one you say is your answer for 10 points.
I'm locked in.
I'm gonna punt.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock in.
Excuse me. Let me say that again. I'm going to punt.
I was gonna let the shame sit in for a second, but since you want it so fast, Ray Guy.
Oh.
Hang time.
Hang time.
Kels.
All right. I vaguely remember Road to Rio, and I guess to Hong Kong as well.
Okay. Andy?
I am a fan of these road movies. I was able to, as we were chatting here, I wrote down Road to Rio was my first answer. Road to Bali, Road to Morocco, Road to Singapore, and Road to Zanzibar. And there are others, but I can't come up with them.
These are the Road 2 movies. There were 7 of them. They ranged from 1940 to 1962. The first 6 had those 3 as the 3 main characters. The last one, which was 10 years after the 6th one, I think Dorothy Lamour was busy doing something else, so Joan Collins was the female lead, but Lamour did have a small part, so that movie counts. And in order, they are The Road to Singapore, The Road to Zanzibar, The Road to Morocco, The Road to Utopia, The Road to Rio, The Road to Bali, and The Road to Hong Kong.
Oh, Road to Hong Kong.
So by my math, I've got Kels with 11 and Andy with 14 on that one.
Nice.
Very good.
Davo's offense.
Those are good movies.
Yeah, from what I don't think I've ever seen one, but I knew of them and reading about them. It sounds like it's really more of a venue for Bing Crosby and Bob Hope to do some ad-libbing and sing and make some jokes and stuff. And the story is actually pretty shy on those.
Oh yeah, the plot's awful, but Bing Crosby is the ideal straight man to Bob Hope. And I am a bit of a fan of Bob Hope. I think he's one of the best comedians this country's ever presented. And I'm 112 years old.
Next August.
Yeah.
I know. I'm okay with that. Timeless.
Question 2. Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron, and
Locked
Zoe
in.
Kravitz.
Locked in.
Really?
Yeah.
What am I missing? Oh. Locked in.
There was a whole range of emotions in 4 syllables. That was great.
Kind of reminds me, what was that movie where Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
Dude. That's a terrible movie.
Dude.
I was thinking
Andy,
about,
what's your answer?
It's Mad Max, the most recent one.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
What is
Okay,
Mad
Kels?
Max Fury Road?
We're not playing Jeopardy, but I'll accept that. Davo?
Mad Max Fury Road.
Andy.
Fury Road is the most recent version.
But you didn't say it. The theme of the entire contest is roads.
Son of a... Yeah, that's fair. I wasn't thinking.
I'm sorry. I gave you the option.
No, I wrote down Mad Max, and when you asked me, I went like, yeah, the most recent one is Fury Road. Oh, that's embarrassing.
If you'd said it even without writing it down, I would have given it to you.
No, that's valid. I have Mad Max. It's written down on my paper. That's legit.
Tom Hanks, Daniel Craig, and America's favorite actor, Jude Law.
We do love Jude Law on this show.
It's a lot of play.
Well, I had to put him in there because he was the entire focus of my last Tribon series.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
He was.
Kels?
I believe that movie also starred Paul Newman as well. And it is Road to Perdition.
Davo?
Road to Perdition.
And Andy?
Road to Perdition.
Road to what now?
Correct.
Perdition.
I'm not going to count his weird accent against him.
Road to Petition.
Thank you.
Stop it.
Question 4. Question 4. Kelly Lynch, Sam Elliott, and Terry Funk.
What?
Locked in.
Really?
I know it.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
no, that can't be it.
Oh. Wait a minute.
Not again.
More emotion.
I don't know who.
You're like a silent film star.
I don't know who. I don't know who.
If only.
Honestly, I am writing down a road movie. I don't know
I'm
who
gonna
Terry
lock it.
Funk is, but I know
I know.
Sam
Only
Elliott.
the greatest hardcore wrestler in the world.
Oh,
Hardcore
hence
legend
why I
Terry
don't
Funk.
know.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm gonna lock in with
Hence
a,
I didn't know.
I'm gonna lock in with a guess.
Okay, Andy, you're locked in?
I am.
Okay. Davo?
Roadhouse.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Andy?
Yeah, nobody puts baby in the corner. It's Roadhouse.
That's not
Hurts,
the
don't
movie.
it?
What?
Not the same movie.
Just
What?
don't. He's beating you.
He is. I'm not taking the bait.
Kels.
I was stuck there for a second, but I've never seen this movie. And when you said Terry Funk, I was like, oh, that's Beyond the Mat. But there is no road whatsoever in the title. So I was just hoping he might have been in Roadhouse.
Apparently he was. It was Roadhouse. Yeah, I didn't say they're the three. I didn't say they're the three biggest actors, but once I saw Terry Funk was in there, I had to put him in.
Hardcore legend.
Even I knew he was a wrestler from back in the day.
Yeah, he's former NWA world champion, world heavyweight champion.
10 pounds of gold.
Pounds of gold, baby.
The end of round 2, I've got Andy with 64, Kels with 61, and Davo with 50.
I'm still playing.
Chugging along.
Category 3 is still not the bonus round,
Oh,
but it is sports.
All right.
Sport. I love to sport.
I've kind of got my fingers crossed on this one that it's going to be entertaining.
It's kind of how we start off every podcast, really. Got my fingers crossed. This might be entertaining to somebody.
That's the motto of the show.
Right.
It's above the door.
Fingers crossed.
I couldn't think of any teams or sports that had to do with roads. I mean, there's racing, obviously, but so what I ended up doing is I have 4 addresses for you, street addresses, and you just need to tell me for 5 points each the exact name of the stadium or ball
Oh my
field
god.
and the team that plays there.
Oh, this is gonna.
And I will give you the league.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
So, question 1, Major League Baseball.
Whew.
The address is 2000 Gene Autry Way.
Okay, locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Andy,
Texas Rangers?
I need the stadium and the team
Oh, crap.
for 5 points each.
Ranger Stadium.
Okay. Kels?
Oh man, it's Globe Park or something like that, but it's the Texas Rangers. I wrote down Globe Park.
And Davo?
Well, I thought it was the Los Angeles Angels and Angels Stadium.
Ooh.
Gene Autry was a owner of the Los Angeles Angels
Yeah.
once upon a time. And the correct name of the stadium right now is Angel Stadium of Anaheim. Davo, I'll give you Angel Stadium. And it is the Anaheim Angels.
Woot.
Well, I have been to Globe Park though. That's
Oh, great.
Bully.
It took me a while to find these because a lot of the teams, they're like the Panthers are on Panther Boulevard, or that's an example. I don't know if they really
some
are.
that weren't
That's a lot of
named
them
after
are
the
off.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So question 2 is the NFL, and the address is 100 Art Rooney Avenue.
Oh.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
All right, Kels.
All right, well, I know it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm pretty sure this isn't still the stadium that they play in, but I wrote down Three Rivers Stadium.
Okay. Davo?
The Pittsburgh Steelers, and they play in the Big Pickle of Heinz
Oh,
Field.
that's right. Oh.
And Andy?
I was in the exact same spot as Kels. I wrote down the Steelers, Three Rivers.
I knew they didn't play there anymore, but I couldn't think of what else it was.
Yeah, it is the Pittsburgh Steelers playing it, and the address is for Heinz Field. I guess Art Rooney was one of the founding owners, NFL owners,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He founded the Pittsburgh Steelers and was the owner up until the 70s or something like that.
Very, very long time. Then
Yeah.
his kids took over. It's still a family business.
I think he died in the 80s.
He did.
I was going to say early 80s.
Question 3. This is the NBA. 601 Biscayne Boulevard. A little geography knowledge might help you on this one.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in too.
Ray Guy.
Oh,
I'm drawing a blank.
Bang time.
All right, Kels?
I'm pretty confident about this one. It is the home of the Miami Heat, which would be the American Airlines Arena.
Okay, Dava?
Miami Heat, American Airlines Arena.
It is the American Airlines Arena where the Miami Heat plays. Question 4 is NCAA football. The address is 411 Woody Hayes Drive.
This is the same Woody Hayes from Toy Story, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's got a snake in his boot.
Yep. I remember.
It's called.
Oh, I thought it was
I'm
the guy
locked
from
in.
Cheers.
I'm locked in also.
Okay. Kels.
I believe that would be the home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. And although it is known as the Horseshoe, I believe the name is just Ohio Stadium.
Davo?
It is the Ohio State University. And I believe it's Buckeye Stadium.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm totally guessing. I went with Buckeyes, and because I didn't know the name of the park, and it said Buckeye Stadium.
It is. I was thinking about Michigan.
It was the Ohio State University, and my information here says that the name of the stadium is Ohio Stadium,
Really?
which is full points to
Okay.
Kels.
That is the worst stadium name ever.
I'd rather go by the Horseshoe.
And so, I'm not really much of a sports guy, but I was wondering, hey, who's Woody Hayes? Was he a player or what? And I found out he is a terrible human being, apparently.
An utter dirtbag.
Yep.
He literally throat punched a player
yeah.
on the other team,
You sure did.
Well, he was asking
and
for it.
that's what got him fired. He got run out of bounds on the Ohio State
Right.
side, and when he stood up, he was facing the Ohio State sidelines, and so Woody Hayes punched him in the throat.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're
Well,
right. He was asking for it.
You were trying to mold men, is what we're trying to do in college. And sometimes that takes a good punch to the
Big
larynx.
throat punch.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst thing that he did, but that was just the last of a whole bunch of awful things that he did.
Yes. Yes. But hey, he's a coach.
He was spirited.
I apologize to all the Ohio State fans.
Yeah. I mean,
Not really. I don't really.
the fans didn't do it. I mean, Woody did.
Right.
They could petition to have the road renamed.
Well, he's a winner.
All right, at the end of round three, I've got Kels with 86, Davo with 85, and Andy with 74.
From first to last. Just like that.
I know my
You
stadiums.
do.
Well, I think you're going to like this next category, Andy.
Okay.
It is literature.
Literature.
I know you
Oh,
read books.
Books. That thing you do when wrestling's not on.
Question 1 is a quote, and you just need to tell me what book the quote is from. It's a dangerous business going out your door. You step into the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to.
Oh. Yeah, locked in.
Locked in.
I'm gonna lock in with a guess.
Kels?
I said The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Andy?
It is the Lord of the Rings.
Davo.
I said The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Oh, Davo.
I know. I had it flipped. Yeah.
Oh,
It is
did
the
I?
Lord of the Rings.
It is Lord of the
Lord of
Rings.
the Rings.
I second.
Yeah.
Question 2 in
Hold
literature.
on. I got to point this out.
What?
Friend of the show there at Bentonville West High School would have killed me if I had gotten that one wrong. So thank goodness.
Well, who's the friend of the show so we can shout them out?
Corey.
Corey!
Shout out to Corey.
All right, question 2. So that was the only quote. These are just questions in case you get confused. Question 2. Who lived at 4 Privet Drive, Little Whinging, Surrey, UK? And I'll give you 3 points for each of the humans who lived there.
All right, I'm locked in. Stupid books.
Technically, both of these you could have seen in giant blockbuster films as well.
I'm locked in.
Andy?
Harry Potter, Harry Potter's uncle, Harry Potter's aunt, and Harry Potter's cousin. Those were the full names.
Okay. Davo?
Well, I at least got a last name, Harry Potter and the Dursleys, which would be a great band name.
Okay. And Kels?
Harry Potter. And I didn't know the uncle's name, but I remember the cousin's name. His name was Dudley. So Dudley Dursley.
The correct answer is Harry Potter, Dudley Dursley, Vernon Dursley, and Petunia Dursley. So I've got 6 for Kels and 3 for Davo and Andy.
Fair enough.
Man.
Question 3. What author of The Last Picture Show also wrote a memoir called Roads, Driving America's Great Highways?
I have no idea, but I have an idea, so I'm going to write it down and say I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
You guys don't seem very enthusiastic.
Because
about this.
we're probably wrong. But
Yeah.
Locked in.
Okay. Davo?
Larry McMurtry.
Kels?
I said Cormac McCarthy.
Andy?
Rand McNally of Map fame.
So I kind of debated on this one. I could have made it much easier, I think, if I'd said what author of Lonesome Dove also wrote a memoir called Roads.
Yes.
The correct answer is Larry McMurtry.
Yes. I like books.
Question 4. What 1957 novel was originally written on a 120-foot scroll without paragraph breaks?
What year was this novel?
1957.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
To be this.
Probably have to be this, but I'm locked in.
Andy?
Jack Kerouac's On the Road.
Davo?
On the Road.
And Kels?
Not to be confused with the sequel, On the Road Again, but On the Road.
Correct answer is On the Road.
I'd read
He
that.
basically he typed it on. I don't know if he typed it first and taped it later, but he put the manuscript on a 120-foot scroll, and it was purchased in 2001 by the owner of the Indiana Colts for $2.43 million.
The Ursays?
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay, at the end of round 4, we had another lead change. Davo has 108, Kels 102, and Andy has 97. It's anybody's
Still
game.
playing Andy.
What do you have, Davo? 108?
108.
Andy, you're down by 11 points.
I know. I had the
Still
lead for
anybody's
2
game.
rounds. It's hard.
Yeah, the first 2 rounds though. Like, it's okay. You'll bounce back.
Okay,
All right,
well,
let's do this.
another one of your favorite categories, Andy, is music.
Yes.
Still not the bonus category.
Oh,
Crap.
Oh, that's gonna be the last one. It's gonna be like quantum physics.
And he always got play
I
some
could've
sort of
wrote-
weird quasi-science category as last as to really catch us off guard. Yeah.
You'll find out if you
Yeah, I
have to
know.
get through this one. All right. Music, question 1. A musical road near Lancaster, California uses a series of grooves to play music when you're driving at 55 miles per hour. What song from a Rossini opera does the road play?
Ooh, let me go through all of my favorite Rossini opera songs and figure out which one it is. There's so many Rossini opera songs to choose from. All right, locked in.
Locked in.
I'm trying to expand our horizons a little bit from 80s rock.
I appreciate it. Andy does not. I'm locked in.
I do not.
Dava?
The first thing I thought was Flight of the Bumblebees, but I think you'd have to go faster than 55 to do that one. So I went with the Barber of Seville.
Okay.
Wow.
Kels?
I said the Barber of Seville, but I had no idea that it might be right.
Oh, it's not.
Oh well, thanks.
Thanks.
Way to crush it.
Andy?
Kill the rabbit. Kill the rabbit. Kill the rabbit.
Kill the rabbit.
Uh-huh.
The correct answer is the William Tell Overture.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
And it is barely recognizable as a song at all, much less specifically that song. But you can find videos of it at YouTube if you want to try it out.
nah.
Oh, I can't say sweep the leg because we're not doing that whole martial arts thing. So
No.
what am I supposed to say when I sweep you guys?
Everybody double bogey this whole. I don't know if we're going with brain fast. Everybody's in the drink.
You bunch of losers, I'm going to throat punch you.
You guys suck.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Man.
that hurt. That took a
Yeah,
did,
no, that
actually.
didn't work
Oh,
out.
that's a little
It's
close.
just mean.
Maybe I'll just pass over it. Let's move on to
Yeah.
question 2. This was probably going to be tough for you guys. Who had a number 1 hit with "Hit the Road Jack" in 1961?
Locked
in.
Oh, Davo.
Locked in. I'm locked in. I think I know this. I just didn't know it at light speed.
Fair enough. I believe that is one Ray Charles.
Andy
Ray Charles.
and Davo.
Ray Charles.
Grammy Award-winning Ray Charles. He won a Grammy for Best Rhythm and Blues Recording for "Hit the Road Jack" in 1961.
It's a good song.
What'd you say?
All right, let's try to expand our horizons a little bit more and try a country music song.
Oh,
Dirt Road Anthem was a hit for what country singer in 2011? And for a bonus, what Atlanta rapper did he perform a duet of the song with at the Country Music Awards? So what rapper did he do a duet with at the CMAs?
at the CMA's Atlanta rapper. Who would go to?
Are you just going straight to the Atlanta Rap part and leaving the country singer out?
I wrote somebody
Kels?
down. I wrote somebody down, but both of these will probably be wrong. Okay. Sure. I always liked him featured on stuff.
I don't know if he's from Atlanta,
I'm locked in.
but I can see him doing this.
He's probably not from Atlanta. Think of the next guy.
I'm locked in. Oh man,
Ray Charles.
These are not the horizons I wanted expanded.
So I'm locked in.
Okay. Davo.
I said Tim McGraw with Ludacris.
Kels.
I said Kenny Chesney, and although he was born in Illinois, Luda is from the ATL. So I went with Ludacris as well.
Woot!
Andy.
Woot!
I think this is a much older song than anybody recognize. It's Johnny Cash with Grandmaster Caz.
Who is not from Atlanta?
I don't know.
Yeah, Andy. Well, so Kels and Davo, you both got the bonus. It was Ludacris.
Oh.
Yay.
And the country singer is Jason Aldean.
Oh.
My favorite.
What
What the what?
It's kind of interesting because it starts off as a country song about how he loves going down the dirt roads where he spent his youth at the end of the dirt road with coolers
that's a
and his
really
girlfriend.
novel idea for a country song.
But then in the middle of it, he does this kind of rap, and I guess Ludacris wrote a rap verse for their duet that they did at the CMAs.
Oh.
And just one trivia nugget that I don't know much about Ludacris. I don't really know much about modern rap at all. But Kels, do you know what his debut album was called? Because I think it's an awesome name.
Like his first album or the
Yeah.
Well, Back for the First Time was his first official one, but I think the one before that was Incognito.
Yeah. I just think that's an awesome name.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's really great.
Right. So 2 for Kels, 2 for Davo, none for Andy.
Oh.
Yep.
Question 4. What 2019 song made it to number 19 on the Billboard Hot Country charts before it was disqualified because it didn't fit the genre?
Locked in.
Locked in.
It was disqualified?
From the Billboard Hot Country charts because it didn't fit the genre according to whoever maintains that chart, Billboard.
Trying to think of the
Okay.
name.
Me too. Oh, you already locked in because you know it because you're you. Damn it.
Damn you, Kels, for being
Young and hip and with chiseled abs and a killer smile.
Oh,
Sorry.
making me blush.
Sorry. I'm locked in.
Andy, enlighten us.
I'm going to take my show down to Old Town Road. I'm going to ride it.
Wow,
Old Town Road.
That was terrible.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be signing autographs in the lobby later on tonight.
I put Old Country Road.
Oh,
And it was an old road. I just didn't know what kind.
Kels?
it would be Little Nas X's Old Town Road.
Was Old Town Road. So interesting trivia nugget about that one. So, are you familiar with the song, Davo?
I've heard it once and immediately threw up.
Don't think it's that bad.
No, I'm
But-
just kidding. I did hear it. It's just not great.
Dave only heard it on the TikTok videos, though, so he only heard little bits of it.
It was working its way up on the Hot Country charts when it was disqualified. It made it all the way to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. and it is the fifth shortest #1 single in the history of the Billboard Hot 100, and it's the shortest since 1965. I assume that's because that's when the Beatles stopped having #1s on the Hot 100.
Wow. The Ramones said if you can't say it under 2 minutes, it's not worth saying.
But they never made it on
They
never hit
#1.
#1. Old Town Road is like maybe 2 minutes.
Maybe.
That's
It's short.
2:17 or something like that.
Yes, shout.
At the end of round 5, Kels is back in the lead with 124. Davo has 120, and Andy is at 117.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
It was a close game.
Which means our final category today is the bonus category. So questions are going to be worth 15 points each.
Mm.
And the category is television.
Telly.
Question 1. This PBS show has aired for 22 seasons so far and has been nominated for 16 Emmys.
Feels tricksy.
Did you, Aaron Neville, your answer there?
Not stop.
Locked in.
I'm gonna rock it.
Talking about trivia. Gonna be locking in.
I'm blanking, so I'm gonna go with this. I'm locked in.
All right, Andy?
Yeah, I locked in early, but now I'm questioning it's been on for 22 seasons, but I locked in with Antique Roadshow.
Davo?
I went with Antique Roadshow.
And Kels.
Antique Roadshow.
The correct answer is Antique Roadshow.
You know how hard it was to like not put Sesame Street because I know
That
it's
would've
been on
been-
way
yeah.
longer than 22 years.
I think if I would have thought of that, I might have accidentally put that one. All right, that's all right. Well,
Maybe it would have. I mean, you all got it right, obviously, but it might have been easier, Kels, if I'd said the trivia nugget I have has been nominated 16 times, but it hasn't won any.
Really?
Well, so it's getting nominated for best reality show, but
good Lord.
it's always going to lose out to the Survivors and American Idols and those guys.
Right.
I think just because of the way
Talk about a gambit of programming in a category. Let's watch these two people have sex in a pool, or let's watch this woman find out how much her Navajo blanket's worth.
There's kind of no competition when you look at it that way.
I'm telling you.
Question 2. What MTV show put several young adults in an RV and had them driving from location to location completing challenges?
oh, what was that called? Dumb road dumb.
Locked in.
Close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Locked in too.
Secret of those.
I'm locking in with a guess.
Davo?
I think it's the Road Rules Challenge.
That makes sense.
Kels?
Real world road rules.
Andy?
Oh.
I put down MTV Road Trip. I didn't know.
So I have to make a decision. The name of the original show was The Road Rules, and it was just a show that had them in an RV running around. There was later a competition show where the Real World kids and the Road Rules kids got together, and that was called the Real World Road Rules Challenge, which was then later changed to the Challenge, which has actually been running for like 30 seasons now.
30, Jesus.
So neither of you actually got it correct, but it's close enough. I'll give you Road Rules.
Yes.
Yes.
I cannot give you the Road Trip, though, because that's just not right. Question 3. What History Channel show, which ran for 11 seasons, was spun off from an episode of their Suicide Missions series?
I'm gonna lock in with this.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Kels?
I said Road to Glory.
Oh, that's a great name.
Andy?
Hitler's Crib.
Davo?
Road to Berlin.
Ooh.
Oh, you were so close. Except not really. It was the Ice Road Truckers.
Oh my God.
Oh, right. Because I know when I'm
Suicide
teaching
Missions.
American history,
Wow.
Ice Road Truckers play such a pivotal role in the history of our country. I remember Thomas Jefferson actually saying that the revolution would not have been successful had it not been for the Ice Road Truckers.
Having only watched one or two episodes of that, I'm pretty sure that the Ice Road Truckers are actually in Canada.
Huh.
Let's move on to our final question. What early 60s TV show featured Todd, Buzz, and Link as they roamed the country looking for adventure?
Locked in, finally.
Todd, Buzz, and Link?
Yeah. Todd, if you care, is TOD, and Buzz is BUZ, and Link is
Oh.
LINC.
Oh.
That has nothing to do. That's not a clue or anything. It's just a really odd way to spell Todd and Buzz.
Were they trying to put them on like the marquee and they didn't have like double letters? This will get the point. This will get the point across. Okay.
It's just phonetic.
I'm locked in.
Extra Z is just not necessary.
Sure, I like this name.
Okay, Davo.
American Road.
Kels.
I said one for the road.
And Andy.
Route 66 in their sweet Corvette.
Yeah, I felt a little bad. I couldn't find another good question that actually had the word road in it. But this one is Route 66 or Route 66. I haven't seen it. It looks like an actual kind of an interesting show. But one thing, when I was looking through the episode synopses, they're almost never anywhere near Route 66. They're in like Oregon and Maine, and they go to Toronto and Florida and Louisiana. Only a handful of times out of the 3 seasons they were on were they anywhere near Route 66. I've got Kels with 154, Davo with 150, and Andy with 147.
Ooh,
Super close.
It is close.
tight one.
So I have a final question for you guys.
All right.
So using traffic data gathered from across the world, a company called INRIX has compiled the list of the most congested city centers around the world based on the time lost commuting, the last mile speed, and other factors. I've got a list of the top 10 cities on this list. Name them for 10 points each. And just to give you guys a little hint, because this could be a little bit tricky, I'm gonna break them down for you a little bit by continent. So there, 5 of the top 10 are in Europe, 2 of the top 10 are in North America, and 3 of them are in South America.
Oh, I'm going to do so poorly on this.
Time starts now.
Yeah.
Andy, let's start with you.
Chicago, New York, Berlin, London, Moscow, Paris, Rio de Janeiro, Istanbul, Mexico City, and Bogota.
Okay. Davo?
Well, our lists are very similar. I have Mexico City, London, Paris, New York City, Berlin, Prague,
Oh,
Santiago,
Ooh,
Moscow, Buenos Aires, and Rio de Janeiro.
Buenos Aires. Man,
that's a
I
good
like
one.
that.
And Kels.
All right, I got New York City, London, Los Angeles, Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Atlanta, Rome, Bogota,
Oh,
Mexico City, and Barcelona.
Rome is a good one.
I think it's interesting when I said there were 2 in North America, and like
Just cover,
Kels had four
just covering my base.
four cities in North America. I just thought that was interesting. And I think Andy had
3.
3. Okay, let me tally up the scores real quick, and then I'll go over the list.
I've immediately lost hope in 2 of those real quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chicago was a bad choice.
I'm thinking Los Angeles.
Yeah, one of the things you have to consider is, one of the things you should have considered is a place like New York City. They have great infrastructure
Yeah,
for
mass transit.
um,
Yeah.
for mass transit and that kind
Yeah.
of thing. And LA is super spread out all over the
Right.
place, and so they do have a lot of traffic, but not that much long congestion.
Probably would have made more sense with Dallas, given how much I hate driving there.
I was thinking, I wrote down Dallas and Atlanta, and then I scratched both of those out for New York City.
Ah.
And I was thinking simply population. That's probably Toronto.
Thanks to Lewis Black, like I felt really comfortable about my Atlanta pick because he says the traffic is terrible. And I've driven by like really early in the morning. It was starting to get that way at like 5.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got the scores tallied up. I'm going to go through the list from 10 to 1. Number 10 is Rome. I think
Yep.
Kels is the only one that got that. St.
Nice.
Petersburg.
Ooh.
Damn
The
it.
only one in America was Boston, which none of you got.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think you all got Rio.
Okay.
I think you all got London. Is number 6. Sao Paulo, number 5. Mexico City. Bogota. Number 2 is Istanbul, and number 1 is Moscow.
Nice.
Hey, I did
So
terrible.
by my count, Andy and Kels both got 6 right, and Davo got 4. Does that match with what
Yeah, I
guys
got 6.
Which brings our totals to Davo with 190, Andy with 207, and Kels pulls out the win with 214.
Ooh, close match, Kels. Well done.
Very,
Very good game, Kels. Very
thank
good.
you. Good game to both of you gentlemen as well.
Thank you. So where does that leave us in the tournament, Neil?
Well, let's see. We got Kels with 3, Andy with 2, Davo with 1. So the way we're scoring these games, the winner gets 3 points, second place gets 2, and first place gets 1. No, wait, that's not right. The way we're
I'd
doing
like
this,
that.
so the way we're scoring this is first place gets 3 points, second place gets 2, and third place gets 1. After 3 games, I've got Davo with 4 points, Andy with 6, and Kels with 8.
Anybody's game.
Well, you have a sizable lead.
Nah, I can turn on.
Sizable lead, but I will be coming. I will be coming back. I will be coming back. So thank you, everybody, for a good game. Congratulations, Kels.
Thank you, sir.
Well played, Kels.
Thank you.
So from all of us here at the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast, this is Davo with Andy.
So long, ladle brainers.
Kels.
In the great words of Randy Savage, space is the place Gene Okerlund go down that lonesome highway. Yeah.
And Neil.
As the great poet Robert Frost once said, two roads diverged in a wood, blah, blah, blah.
Signing off.
You know what he said.
Hey, all you cats and kittens. Like what you hear? Listen to the show on your favorite podcast app. You can also tweet at us, if that's your groove, at Ladle Brain. We're also on Facebook at Brain Ladle Productions. And you can look us up on YouTube. And if you're feeling it, we have a website, brainladletrivia.com. And if you got a little money and you think we're funny, why don't you kick us some, honey, at our Patreon. Peace, love, and soul. The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions, all rights reserved.